Justin Trudeau is not yet the Prime Minister. Stephen Harper still is for a few more weeks. The changeover won't happen until Trudeau and the rest of his Liberal cabinet are sworn in by the Governor-General. But Trudeau is already setting foreign policy, as I described in detail here in this video. In his very first phone call with U.S. President Barack Obama, Justin Trudeau said he's going to bail out from the anti-terrorist combat mission in Syria and Iraq. As you know, Canada has 6 CF-18 fighter jets there, plus a refueling plane and a reconnaissance plane. We're doing good work. According to the Department of Defense, our fighters have made more than 1,000 sorties. Trudeau wants us to stop attacking terrorists. Why? I mean, if Canada won't use our military against the kind of Islamic Nazis who literally line up rows of innocent civilians and slit their throats en masse for the crime of being Christian, when will we ever use our military? What does it say about Canada when we can't be counted on to stand up to pure evil like that? Justin Trudeau says he wants to take 25,000 refugees from ISIS by Christmas. If he really cared about those people, why wouldn't he want to stop the murderers who are creating the crisis in the first place? Could you imagine if in the Second World War, if Canada had said, well, no, we're not going to actually do any fighting alongside our allies, but if any refugees can survive the Nazis, we'll take in 25,000 of them. That's Canada under Justin Trudeau. He's destroying our national moral character, changing us from people who protect the innocent from terrorists into people who stand by and offer, warm jackets to any survivors.
There's a lot of people, refugees, displaced peoples fleeing violence who are facing a very, very cold winter in the mountains. If something Canada has expertise on, it's how to face a winter in the mountains with the right kind of equipment.
But here's the real risk. It's not that the United States lacks the fighter jets or the bombs to take on the Islamic State. Our real purpose is to show that this is a coalition of liberal democracies that are united against evil, that it's not just the U.S. on its own, that the whole civilized world is going to take on these barbarians together. If Canada peels away from the coalition, not only does it undermine America's position, but it gives an excuse, a precedent to every other country to do so. I mean, we're the best friend and ally of the United States. We share so much history, culture, language. We share the world's longest undefended border. If Canada won't be there for the U.S., why should any other ally? You see the problem, the domino effect that could happen? This is already making waves in the U.S. Here's the CNN story about it. Look, I'm a critic of Obama and the U.S. these days under the Democrats, but the one thing he's doing right is fighting the Islamic State. He's not doing it hard enough. He left the void that Vladimir Putin has filled. The whole problem in the Islamic State arose when Obama abandoned Iraq prematurely just so he could boast about it in the 2012 election. But that's water under the bridge. That's not important now. What's important now is that the terrorist state, the Islamic State that literally has millions of people under Nazi-like conditions, a real country that's the size of the UK, it's important that they be destroyed. It's important that those terrorists are killed. It's important for the safety of the world, including for us. It's important that the Islamic State not become a training and launching ground for terrorism around the world, including here in Canada. That it not be a magnet to draw Canadian youth, dozens of whom have gone there to fight already. And it's important for us as Canadians to know that part of our national character is that we fight against evil. And if you won't fight against these murderers of children, you will never fight. Frankly, the fact that we're abusing our friendship and alliance with the U.S. is minor to how Justin Trudeau is abusing our own moral compass here. I want to do 2 things. Will you help me out? First, I want to let Justin Trudeau know that what he's proposing is not in sync with Canadian values. I want to show him that tens of thousands of Canadians, including a great many Muslims and Arabs, want Canada to fight against the Islamic State terrorists. Justin Trudeau probably thinks he looks anti-Muslim if he attacks terrorists. The opposite. Fighting Muslim terrorists proves that they are different and distinct and reprehensible as compared to normal Muslims. So we've launched an online petition demanding that Justin Trudeau continue our very modest role in the anti-ISIS military coalition. Will you sign it? How could you not sign it? Who on earth could possibly say, don't use our fighter jets against the Islamic State terrorists? Our fighter pilots want to do this. We have an all-volunteer armed forces. This is what they signed up to do, and they're doing it very well. Only Justin Trudeau's own extremist politics are against it. Please sign the petition by clicking right here or going to the link under this video. And one more thing, I just know that the great majority of Canadians want to keep up the fight here too. I know it in my bones, but I want to prove it scientifically. Will you please help me commission a professional, statistically valid opinion poll to canvass Canadian public opinion on this matter, to show that it's real Canadians, even Liberal Party voters, who want to fight these terrorists? A professional poll like that costs us about $1,500. If you can click here, you can chip in to help us pay for that poll. And as soon as we get the poll results, I'll email them to you, as well as, of course, we'll broadcast the results on the show. Look, Justin Trudeau won the election, but that doesn't mean we stop believing in what's right and wrong. It doesn't mean we stop fighting against terrorists. Liberals used to know right from wrong, including Pierre Trudeau, who brought out the Canadian Army to take on the FLQ terrorists in Quebec. If enough Canadians sign a petition, maybe, just maybe, Justin Trudeau will reconsider his foolish decision to cut and run from the fight. Canadians don't retreat from terrorism, we fight back. Please click here to sign our petition and help commission our opinion poll. For TheRebel.media, I'm Ezra Levant.